Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hari ini kami akan bincangkan tajuk lipids. Lipids is a group of organic molecules, most of which not dissolved in water. They include fatty acids, glycerides, phospholipids, and sterols. Types of lipids. Fatty acid is a change of carbon atoms with an acid group at one end. Fatty acid is typically bound to other molecules, and for example, most fatty acid is in foods and in body are bound to glycerol to form triglycerides. 4 categories of fatty acid based on number of carbons in their carbon chain, as well as the types and location of bonds between carbon. The structural features affect their physical properties. For change of fatty acid ada 3. First, short fatty acid, second medium, and third is long fatty acid. For short change fatty acid ada 4 to 7 carbon, remain liquid at colder temperature, and for example is whole milk. Second is medium fatty acid. For medium fatty acid ada 8 to 12 carbon, solidify in the refrigerator but remain liquid at room temperature. For example is coconut oil. And third is long fatty acid, is greater than 12 carbon, remain solid at room temperature, and for example if beef fat. Next is saturated fatty acid. A fatty acid is in which the carbon atoms are bound to as many hydrogen as possible, and which therefore contains no carbon-carbon double bond. For example is palmitic acid and stearic acid. Next is unsaturated fatty acid. Is a fatty acid that contain one or more carbon-carbon double bond. Second is monounsaturated fatty acid. Is fatty acid that contain one carbon-carbon double bond. And third is polyunsaturated fatty acid. Fatty acid that contains 2 or more carbon-carbon double bond. Fats in our diet contains combination of saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fatty acid. Kalau first double bond occurs antara third dengan fourth carbon, counting from the omega end, we call omega 3 fatty acid. And kalau first double bond occurs antara 6 dan 7 carbon, we call omega 6 fatty acid. The position of the hydrogen atoms around double bond is another way of classifying unsaturated fatty acid. Next, trans fatty acid ada higher melting point than the same fatty acid in the cis configuration. And linoleic acid, omega 6, and alpha linoleic acid, omega 3, are essential fatty acids. For omega 6 is important for growth, skin integrity, fertility, and maintaining red blood cell structure. For omega 3, structure and function of cell membranes, particularly in the retina of the eye and the control nervous system. When 3 fatty acids are attached, the molecule called triglycerol, or commonly as triglyceride. Triglyceride is make up most of the lipids in our food. Okay, next is phospholipids. Is lipids attached to a chemical group containing phosphorus called phosphate group. Phosphoglyceride are a major class of phospholipids. The fatty acid end of phosphoglyceride is soluble in fat, and phosphate end is water soluble. This allows to mix both water and fat. The ability of phospholipid to mix in water and fat allow called emulsifier. Emulsifier is the substance that allow water and fat to mix by breaking large fat globules into smaller ones. Egg yolk is contain phospholipids. Allow the oil and water to mix. In body, cell membrane contain phospholipids that form lipid bilayer. allowing an aqueous water environment both inside and outside the cell, with a lipid environment sandwiched between them. Next is the specific function of phosphoglyceride depends on molecule that attach to phosphate group. If colon attached, the phosphoglyceride is lecithin. Lecithin is to synthesize the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which is important in the memory center of brain. And next is sterol. Sterol is composed of multiple rings different from triglyceride and phosphoglycerides. That's all.
Okay, so lipid in digestive tract. Lipid ni dia akan digest start in stomach due to the action of the lipids yang dihasilkan di mulut dengan perut. Jadi enzim ni dia bekerja dengan baik dengan dekat triglyceride sebab dia ada medium chain of fatty acid. Kalau bagi adult, digestion of dietary fat akan berlaku dekat small intestine. Di mana lipids tu dia akan secret oleh pancreas. Jadi bile yang dekat gallbladder ni akan tolong pecahkan lemak dalam bentuk small globules supaya enzim tu dapat pecahkan triglyceride kepada fatty acid dan monoglyceride. Jadi yang dipecahkan tadi tu, yang jadi small tu, dia akan bergabung dengan bile untuk hasilkan smaller droplet. Kita panggil dia micelles. Okay. Lipid in the body. Lipid dalam body ni ialah triglyceride. So dia disimpan dekat dalam adipose tissue, di mana dia akan berada di bawah kulit around internal organs. Lipid ni important for lubricating body surface. Contohnya omega 3 and omega 6. Omega 3 and omega 6 ni ialah fatty acid. Dia ni precursors of compound yang dipanggil eicosanoid atau prostaglandins. Okay. Eicosanoid dengan prostaglandins ni ialah hormon yang akan tolong regulate body blood clotting, blood pressure, immune function dan lain-lain body process. Bila lipid combine dengan phospholipid, protein akan jadi lipoprotein. Lipoprotein ni akan tolong untuk transport both dietary lipid dari small intestine dan disimpan atau akan diperbarui from the liver. Okay, transport from small intestine. Selepas absorption dalam intestinal mucosal cell, lipid ialah water soluble so that it can enter the blood. Yang tak soluble water ni dia tak boleh masuk dalam blood tu macam directly terus macam tu. So triglyceride yang combine dengan kolesterol, fosfolipid dan small amount of protein untuk membentuk lipoprotein, iaitu cyclomicron. Cyclomicron akan absorb ke dalam lymphatic system untuk ke bloodstream without passing through liver. Enzim lipoprotein lipase yang ada akan break down the triglyceride kepada fatty acid dan glycerol. So dia akan pergi ke liver. In liver, from liver, excess protein, carbohydrate atau alkohol boleh breakdown dan menghasilkan triglyceride atau kolesterol.
Okey, untuk untuk lipid metabolism. Okey, lipid metabolism ni dia melibatkan fatty acid dengan triglyceride. Okey, fatty acid ni function dia adalah untuk provide energy. Lepas tu satu lagi, fatty acid ni akan attach pada glycerol untuk hasilkan triglyceride untuk jadikan storage. Okey, dia berlaku pada dua tempat. Satu dekat masa sel, satu lagi dekat adipose tissue. Dekat masa sel, triglyceride ni akan ditukarkan kepada acetyl-CoA. Yang tukarkan pada acetyl-CoA ni, dia akan release high energy electron. Okey, acetyl-CoA ni dia akan masuk dia akan enter the citric acid cycle. Okay, dekat sini dia akan berlaku yang apa yang berlaku dekat citric acid cycle tu lah. Dalam adipose tissue, fatty acid ni usually disassemble into the triglyceride for storage. Maksudnya dia akan ditukarkan kepada triglyceride. Dia akan attach pada glycerol untuk jadikan triglyceride untuk storage, untuk dia simpan tu lah. Lepas tu triglyceride yang disimpan tu dia akan breakdown to provide energy. Ni yang dah disimpan lah. Lepas tu untuk excess fat ni dia akan stored in adipose tissue in cyclomicrons and VLDLs. Okay, untuk lipoprotein lipase ni adalah satu enzim yang ada dekat membrane of cell lining dekat blood vessel. Lepas tu lipoprotein lipase ni dia akan break down into the fatty acid to triglyceride. Triglyceride ni dia akan enter the cell. Okay, bila dia can enter the cell, lepas tu triglyceride ni dia akan store. Okay, dia akan store dekat kan dia dah breakdown kan. Bila dah breakdown, triglyceride ni dia boleh masuk dekat sel sebab dia dah jadi small. Lepas tu untuk stored fat, dia akan diaktifkan oleh hormone sensitive lipase. Hormone sensitive lipase ni dia akan receive signal untuk breakdown the fatty acid to the glyceride. Okay, lepas tu yang dah di breakdown tu dia akan release to the bloodstream. Okay, dekat bloodstream tu sel tu akan ambil fatty acid tu melalui body untuk menghasilkan ATP. Tu je. Lepas tu yang melibatkan lipid dan the relationship between the lipid and the health, dia akan cenderung kepada tend to get cardiovascular disease ni lah. Contohnya macam heart disease, scary. Okay, tu je.